Devin, third shutout of the season, and you didn't really have to face too many shots to do so. How did the players in front of you factor into the result here tonight?
Yeah, we played a great game. We're pretty banged up, and we came to play today.
They also need to have more of a shot-first mentality. Earlier on in the season, this Amerks group was averaging nearly 4 goals a game. Since then, not so much. Need to have that relentlessness and aggressiveness with the puck. Coach Leone mentioned that after practice yesterday, that the second period has been a problem throughout this year. Why do you think that is?
Tough question. That's like if I had a crystal ball, I would probably give you the answer. But
pretty awesome too for your pro debut that you're wearing these awesome Bills jerseys as well. I know you're from Troy, New York. What do you think of these things?
Yeah, they're awesome. Obviously, I've been a huge Bills fan.
Konsa, over the last few weeks, I've heard your last name pronounced about 8 different ways. Can we set the record straight? Can you tell me how to say your last name?
Helenius.
It's your return here to Rochester. What were some of the emotions when the anthem was going and you're on the bench here at the Blue Cross Arena?
Yeah, I definitely had some nostalgia from when I was here 2 years ago regularly, so I was super excited when I got the call up last night.
Another way that this team could have a differentiator is their aggressive forecheck. That's something that head coach Michael Leone also mentioned that he believes his group is one of the best at in the AHL. Maybe some extra pressure could create some more opportunities in the offensive zone. And finally, it is somewhat fitting that this is the first home game of 2026 because the Amerks want to turn the page in that regard too. In 2025, just barely over 500 inside Blue Cross Arena, while on the road, 11-6-1. 3 unanswered goals for Rochester gives them a 1-goal lead, and I have to say, I think our upcoming intermission report will be just as entertaining. We'll hear from Jake Leshishin after his go-ahead goal, as well as Vinny Prospel about what Rochester is doing incredibly well. And then the guys upstairs will break down a very fun 20 minutes of hockey. Scott made some clutch saves there to get your first pro shutout. How were you able to get it done and reach this amazing accomplishment?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Obviously, when a goalie gets a shutout, I think it's a team effort. I mean, everybody pitched in, and we knew this was an important game. So it's just, I'm really happy, and I think it's a team win, really.
You've also seen sporadic time in between the pipes as of late. How were you able, day in and day out, to be ready whenever your number is called for a night like this?
Yeah, I think it's important to just practice hard, right? And then I went out there and I said, I'm just going to play, right? It's just hockey, and you don't need to overthink it, right?
It has been a wild last few days for you. You ink an NHL deal. You make your NHL debut in Vancouver. Have you been able to process what these last few days have been like?
I mean, I keep saying it still doesn't feel real. You know, it was a whirlwind in the best way possible, but yeah, I mean, it was just very special, and I was just really soaking in every second. So,
what is crazy too, the logistics to be in Vancouver to then be here tonight. How did you make that happen?
I was on a plane from 11:15 last night to 12 p.m. today with the layover in Detroit. So it was a long day, but you know, I wanted to play, and when Leo told me I could, I was like, let's do it. So
what's the key to winning this game? We're going to find out as we send you downstairs once again to Griffin Della Penna.
The consistent theme right now in the locker room, Don, is just trying to control the pace against this Cleveland Monsters team that really loves to play fast. We saw that earlier this week when they played 2 games in Chicago and had a combined 12 goals. Doesn't really help for Rochester either, considering that they played in this building less than 24 hours ago versus fresh legs for the Monsters. Speaking of back-to-back, that's what Devin Levi is also doing in between the pipes for Rochester for the first time all season long. And following his shutout last night, he mentioned how the defensive structure in front of him was pivotal in that victory. While Rochester would love a win regardless, you really want to do it in regulation against Cleveland, as they currently lead the North Division with 14 overtime games, including 3 of the 4 previous meetings against the Amerks. With points coming so critical at this time in the year, you want to get as many as you can to continue the pace in the division. Don, thank you. Here with Isaac Rosen, scored the first goal here tonight. What have you seen in terms of a connection between you and Konsa Helenius so far this season?
No, good. I think just today we're forechecking hard, and that's how we create chances, and we got to keep doing that.
Noah Lowen just scored his first ever AHL goal. How big is that goal, not just in terms of momentum for this game, but again, first ever goal here in the American Hockey League?
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know that was his first. It feels like he scored before, but no, great. He's playing really good for us. Just shutting down good players, and
now he scores as well, so that's good. Yeah.
Devin might have allowed 2 goals there in the second, but made a lot of crucial saves. What did you see from him in net?
No, he that's why we're still in this game, because he made some huge saves. I had a good pizza there. He couldn't save, but other than that, he's making all the saves we can ask for. Yeah.
Rosie, thank you very much. Good luck in the third. Don, back to you. Pacer joins me again for our locker room report presented by Seneca Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close. Coming into the day, one of the keys was staying out of the box. Zach Jones mentioned that to me coming off the ice after the second. Why has that been an Achilles heel as of late?
Well, I mean, second period, even it's harder to get that long change. Your goalie plays it, and we got caught. I mean, those are stupid penalties. They were avoidable. One over the glass, we should have kept skating, and the other one, you got to drop your stick. It's a rule. It's stuff like that shoots in the foot. 5-on-5, we were excellent. We were controlling the play. Just mental errors, and then we give up those goals and give them momentum.
Seems like a pretty jazzed up group coming out here for the third. What was said in the locker room?
Just stick with what we're doing. Stay out of the box, of course, but 5-on-5, those are going to go. We had a couple great looks and just got almost unlucky on a few of them. If we keep playing the way we do 5-on-5, they're going to go in for us. So we got to keep it with it and keep pressuring them in the O-zone and getting pucks to the net.
Don, thank you. Riley, after a game like that, maybe a few minutes get away from you in the second period, but a lot of good after that. What are some of the positives that you can take out of tonight?
Yeah, I think just that we played a really good game of hockey overall, other than a 5-minute stretch in the second. Just got to try to learn to not take time off, especially against a good team like that, but a lot of good to build off of and work towards for Sunday.
How frustrating can it be when you almost have 50 shots in a game, a lot of really opportunities, and sometimes they just don't find the back of the net?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, especially when you're putting that much rubber on the net. So at the same time, you got to love the process of that. And if we have 50 shots a game, we're going to win a lot of them.
Appreciate it, Riley.